Okay, boys and girls, now we're moving on to example 3, checkpoint, and you can find that on page 406. And this is something that we call the ambiguous case. And the reason why it's the ambiguous case, because here they're going to give us two sides and an angle, SSA. Now, none of these are right triangles, so we're working with either acute or obtuse. And there's three different scenarios. We can either have no solution, a single solution, or two solutions. Okay, the one that I'm working with is going to be a single solution. Now, if you look at the little diagram right above the example, it gives you all the different solutions, whether it's an acute or obtuse. Okay, let me erase that. And if you look at this one, they give you an angle which is 31 degrees, a side which is 12, and another side which is 5. And out of all those solutions, it most likely fits the one where it's A is greater than B. And that would be it's one solution. So we know we're going to end up with one solution, okay? But then that means this is going to be an obtuse triangle. So there's no diagram. They don't give us a diagram. They don't give us a picture. But I kind of mentioned this before. You really don't need one. But if you want to draw one, because if you're a visual person, then you can do that, okay? So what they want us to do here is find the remaining side and angles of the triangle. So we're just missing one side and this time two angles, okay? So I'm just going to draw a quick picture. And by the way, you can draw whatever picture you want, okay? And A, B, C, and you guys already know where the sides go. If here's A, side A will be there. If here's angle B, B will be there. Here's angle C, C will be here, okay? And so, out of the three, I would say the easiest thing to find right now would be now a side. And some of the previous examples, the angle was the easiest thing, but this case would be the side. Since I'm given, actually, I spoke too soon. Let me show you why. Sorry, I spoke too soon. Since I'm given angle A and side A, and I'm given side B, but not angle B, actually angle B would be the easiest to find first, okay? Because these two have to work together, and then I would have two unknowns. So scratch that, okay? Like I said, I spoke too soon. Okay, so here's my setup. I'm gonna write A over sine of A equals B over sine of B. But remember, my unknown here would be B, and B is on the bottom, okay? One of the things that you should know with ratios and proportions, you can always flip them. Just like I can switch them, I can always do the reciprocal, and the reciprocal works. Now, I'm going to do the reciprocal, and if you're wondering why, it's because now I'm going to be solving for an angle and not a side. So I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to write, ready? Sine of B over B, and sine of A over A, okay? And I'm going to isolate sine of B because I'm trying to find that angle. So now I'm going to write sine of B equals sine of A over A times B, okay? And I'm going to show you how to get the angle by itself. But let's work this out, okay? So this is going to be sine of 31 degrees over A, which is 12, times B, which is 5. And I'm going to put this in the calculator, okay? So this is sine of 31 divided by 12 times 5. And I'm only going to take the first four numbers. So I'm going to make this 2146. Okay, remember that, 2146. So I'm going to write it on the side because I'm running out of room there. So now I'm going to write sine of B equals 0.2146. Okay, so I don't want to solve for sine of B. I want to solve just for B, and B is our angle. So this is when we now want to use our inverse. So now we're going to write B equals sine inverse of 0.2146. Okay. And now you can just plug that in your calculator. So second and sine inverse, because you want to use the inverse. Okay. So second and sine, and then that's going to be 0.2146. Okay. And that's going to give me 12.39. And that's degrees because that's an angle. Okay. So B is approximately 12.39 degrees. Okay. And so now I'm going to have that over here. So this is 12.39 degrees. And guys, as soon as I have 2 out of the 3 angles, it's super easy to find the third angle. Remember, all I have to do is take 180 and subtract 12.39 and 31. So I'm subtracting angle B and angle A. And then I'm left with 136.61. So that'll be angle C, 136.61 degrees. Don't forget to give it the degrees, okay? And then to find side C, I'm just going to go with the law of sines. So let me grab a different whiteboard. Okay, and since the only thing I need to find is the side, then I'm going to go with A sine of A, because I have both, and C sine of C. I have C, okay? So I'm just going to plug it in. Okay, remember, I'm trying to isolate C, so I'm going to get rid of sine C by multiplying both sides, okay? And I'm just going to rewrite it. C equals A sine of A times sine of C, okay? And guys, not a big deal. You can do it ahead of time. If you already know you're going to isolate C, and if you want to write it on the left-hand side, you can, okay? Not a big deal. Okay, so now we're going to plug in our values. So for A, we're going to write 12 over sine of 31 degrees times sine of 136.61 degrees, okay? So this is what I'm going to plug in the calculator to solve for C, okay? So grab my calculator, and I should have 12 divided by sine of 31 times sine of 136.61. Okay. And I'm going to make this 16.01. Okay. Or I could just say 16, to be honest. Either one would be fine. Okay. And this is C. So C is approximately 16.01. Okay. And I believe, did they give us? Yeah, these are feet. So this is going to be, actually, did they give us a, they didn't give us a unit of measurement. Sorry. So just 16.01. Okay. So 16.01. So I just found, oops, sorry. I just found all 3 angles and all 3 sides. So this is an example where I had to find the angle first, then the third angle, and then this side. Okay. But I would have had to find the angle first. Okay. All right. Let me give you one more.